coming up on OU Nightly. The Board of Regents approves major changes to Gaylord Stadium, when the work will start and the changes you'll see. And could the shutdown finally be over? When the government may reopen. And an OU student opens up about his journey from military service to OU. This is OU Nightly. Hi, on OU Nightly, I'm Julia Roberts.
And I'm Carlin McCreary. We begin tonight with news from OU's Board of Regents. The Board of Regents met today to finalize the vote on a $450 million project on the Gaylord Memorial Football Stadium. We have the story, and OU Nightly's Bryn Mead will give us all the details on what we can expect.
At the library of the OU Health Science Center, the Board of Regents said yes to a complete facelift project of the west side of the stadium.
It's the next big phase in a master plan that we developed well over 12 years ago.
OU Athletics Director has been waiting for this moment for more than a decade. In his last year working as Director of Athletics, he finally got to see his dreams come to life.
In the world we're in right now, and with the position that we're in right now, by doing this west side, we can not only deliver an incredible opportunity for our fans, but it will actually produce money net that can then go into the program as well.
And that was President Joseph Harris, who told me that this is a critical part of the plan to move forward and allows him to put all of the construction documents in place.
I do think it's a real asset. It's obviously a massive commitment. And to me reflects where we're going.
And he says there's no better time than right now.
But right now is the right time with where the SEC is, where we are positioned, where we want to go.
The OU Athletics Director says there is no place like this stadium to watch football. And that is what he kept in mind when creating this plan.
You can't replicate a game day experience on a phone and a TV in your house. It can be nice, but you can't replicate a game day experience.
And when I asked the president about what students should expect from these changes in the next coming years, this is what he had to say.
Yeah, the greatest game day experience you can have in college sports.
Thanks, Bryn. You're taking a live look at the nation's capital, where all eyes are now on the House of Representatives as a funding bill heads to their chamber. After a small group of Senate Democrats voted with Republicans, the Senate passed a bill that would fund the government through next January. The Democrats agreed to join the vote without a guarantee to extend the Affordable Care Act's financial assistance that helps millions of Americans afford insurance. The deal includes provisions that rehire federal workers who were laid off during the shutdown, fund SNAP benefits through September 2026, and provide back pay for federal workers who were furloughed. President Trump says he supports the plan.
Support from enough Democrats, and we're going to be opening up our country. It's too bad it was closed, but we'll be opening up our country very quickly.
Republican leaders are hopeful the House will pass the funding bill as soon as Wednesday, reopening the government.
The state of Oklahoma has allowed partial funding for November SNAP benefits. Oklahoma Human Services says most households should be able to see funds on their EBT cards within 24 hours. The Supreme Court is expected to announce a decision soon that could require the Trump administration to fully fund SNAP benefits, though it's unclear when that decision will take effect. For now, users will not need to take any actions to receive the partial benefits. You can check your balance on the Connect EBT website. Now, Carlin, this past weekend, I just had to take out my jacket because it was just so cold.
I brought the coat and the UGG boots out. OU Nightly meteorologist Isaac Walters joins us. Isaac, when is it going to be cold again?
Yeah, no, it was definitely very cold this past weekend. We see here we had temperatures 22 degrees here of change here. We've warmed up quite a bit here today. Now I'm actually going to send it over to Garrett Tarver. He's here on campus. He's going to tell you what's going on campus with the weather right now. Garrett, what do you see out there?
Well, it's quite a bit cooler than quite a bit warmer than it was yesterday. I feel like I've gotten whiplash walking to class this morning. The wind was blowing. It's kind of ruining my music sesh as I walked to class, blowing through my AirPods. Well, one of the things that you'll notice is it's also really, really dry. That south wind bringing up some drier air, and well, with the temperatures, it feels pretty nice. The colors here on campus look beautiful. The mums look great. But like I said, dry, and that's just fuel for fires. So some parts of Oklahoma could see a fire risk through tonight. Isaac's going to look at that as well as those temperatures when we're going to finally get back down to where we were, and it's going to feel like fall. Isaac?
That's exactly right. Thank you, Garrett. We're actually here looking now at the humidity. It's very, very dry outside. You heard the crunch of those leaves. It's very, very dry. That's really paving the way for a fire risk here today. We're going to talk about that fire risk, how dry and breezy it is, as well as how we could see record-breaking temperatures here later on this weekend.
Thank you, Isaac and Garrett. Citing judicial misconduct, President Donald Trump asks the U.S. Supreme Court to re-examine a past verdict involving sexual abuse. OU Nightly's Jack Hancock has that and the rest of today's national and international headlines from the News Center.
The president claims the judge who oversaw this civil trial made several errors by allowing the jury to hear testimony from 2 women who claim sexual assault by the president. Magazine columnist E. Jean Carroll sued Trump in 2022, alleging he sexually assaulted her in a New York department store in the 90s, then defamed her in 2019, denying the assault. Last year, a federal appeals court upheld the jury's verdict, saying there were no signs of judicial misconduct. The Navy's largest and most advanced aircraft carrier moves into the Caribbean region. The USS Gerald R. Ford carrier strike group adds to the nation's capability to strike boats suspected of carrying drugs in the region. This comes as the U.S. ramps up their attacks on drug smuggling in the region. And in Texas, family members are suing Camp Mystic, alleging gross negligence and reckless disregard for safety, leading to the death of 28 campers and counselors. The 4th of July floods wiped out the Christian all-girls sleepaway camp located along the Guadalupe River.
The camp should not reopen until they've adequately addressed the flooding risk in the area and have come up with adequate safety plans and protocols.
And Marion County in Kansas will pay $3 million to a newspaper following a law enforcement raid in August 2023. Julia, Carlin?
Well, one men's basketball is playing a game tonight, but it won't look like any other game this year. OU Nightly's Michael Thompson is live on campus to tell us why. Michael?
Tonight will be the 3rd edition of the students-only game for OU men's basketball. Oklahoma hosts Arkansas Pine Bluff right behind me in McCaslin Fieldhouse, the place they called home for nearly 50 years. With a capacity of just over 3,000, head coach Porter Moser wants to bring that true home court advantage into the historic venue.
The genesis of it, I remember coming to a volleyball game over here and looking up at it. Alvin Adams' name, and I'm looking around. And I just some legendary guys up here, and I just like, how cool would this be? I'm always trying as hard as I can to get a home court atmosphere with a hard place to play. Last year during finals, so that wasn't often, but this year I'm excited.
When Oklahoma played Arkansas Pine Bluff 2 years ago, one of the equipment managers told me it was the loudest game that he's been a part of. Doors open at 6 and students can get here early to get up close and get their free t-shirt ahead of tip-off at 7. Reporting live outside McCaslin Fieldhouse, Michael Thompson, OU Nightly.
I considered staying in, but it turned out what was best for me is to move on and start the next chapter of my life.
Coming up on OU Nightly, hear from a student veteran on his journey through the military and at OU.
And next, how the shutdown affected veteran celebrations across America.
Mom was always organized, but she started forgetting to pay her bills on time.
And she'd buy the same gifts over and over. Telling the girls about my Alzheimer's diagnosis was really hard.
At first we had our cries, but then we were like, okay, let's make a plan.
Early detection gave us time to adapt together. It's so important for you to think about what you can do and making the most of what you have.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver. And we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
We said we'd never give in to a meltdown.
Mariella!
Never leave the house looking, well, and never let them out of our sight. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock.
Today is Veterans Day, a day to honor all American veterans for their service and sacrifices during the time in the military. Currently, there are roughly 17 million veterans in the U.S. I had this chance to speak with a veteran about his time in the U.S. Marine Corps and the transition to student at OU.
I grew up in a military family. My dad did 20 years in the Navy. So growing up, my entire life, I was surrounded by the military. And it's something I always wanted to do. And I chose the Marine Corps. It's kind of complicated because I had knee surgery, so I was trying to join like the Army or Naval Special Warfare.
How did that affect you not being able to go to the Navy route because of your knee?
It was depressing. When it first happened, it was my dream. The hardest part of boot camp is definitely the mental aspect. Mentally not quitting on yourself. A lot of people, this is their first time ever being away from home. And it's a complete culture shock. Well, I was always raised an OU fan. Actually, if you look my name up, you're able to find a video of me on deployment shouting out OU. So I have videos of me watching OU games. My mom's from Chickasha, Oklahoma. Her parents raised me as an OU fan. So it's been my dream school since I was a little kid. I still want to help people. It's still a big thing for me, is helping others. It's part of the reason I joined the military. My body's broken, so during the military, I sustained multiple injuries. It sucks. Being 24 years old with a body of like a 70-year-old sucks, but I don't think I'd change it. I considered staying in, but it turned out what was best for me is to move on and start the next chapter of my life. And I'm not upset about it at all. I think actually I'm happier now than I have been in a long time.
And we are part of 11th MU aboard the USS Essex. I'd like to give a shout out to my family and friends back home. As long as the Boomer Sooners, baby. Let's go, Longhorns down, baby!
Kendrick served in the U.S. military for 4 years before he was honorably discharged. He now majors in health and exercise science on a pre-physical therapy track. Now fasten your seatbelts. Will Rogers Airport is taking off to new heights.
See which new destinations you can explore right from OKC when we return.
And it was quite cold this week, and we're going to talk about how long these warm temperatures we're feeling now are going to stick around and when we can expect to get cold again. Stay with us.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Thank you for joining us here on this warm Tuesday. We see here overlooking the softball field out there. You can even see Devon Tower there in the distance. And on this Veterans Day, they've got the American flag waving there on the video board. We're seeing temperatures in those low 70s, right around room temperature. Really nice outside, very dry, so definitely not humid, but it's a little bit excessively dry. And what we're seeing with that is that fire danger. We're at an elevated risk here for most of the southern portion of the state. And there's a couple of reasons for that dryness we talked about, but also we see a lot of wind gusts right now, around 20 miles an hour at the peak wind gusts there. So very windy here with those breeze coming through. And also we've really been dry for the last 30 days. Right here, this is our percent of normal graphic here. And Norman has gotten 58% of the normal amount of precipitation that we'd expect for this time of year. So we're half as wet as we usually are, and then up there towards the north and northeast, we see they're above average, but not down here in the south. We're much more dry than usual. Here, though, looking across the state, what we're feeling right now, temperatures in those 70s, and as I zoom out, we'll see temperatures really very similar theme. Up towards Miami, they're near 60, towards Guymon, a little warmer in those mid-70s. And then also, too, looking here across the nation, really a lot of the same. We're not seeing any rain hardly anywhere. And we see it just stays very, very dry. And as you see, with these lines kind of get really close together, it's pretty windy, but really, aside from that, we're just seeing very clear conditions. Here at Saturday 4 a.m., you can kind of see there's a little bit of a cool front kind of moving through. That might bring some cool temperatures back to us here in Norman by the weekend, end of the weekend. Here tonight, temperatures, though, in those 40s, so not as low as we've been seeing them here this past weekend, but overall, a very, very nice day. Expecting that, too, throughout the week here. We'll get this, temperatures in those 70s. And peaking there nearly 80, that's the day that we're kind of looking at for a potential record. Peaking, if it gets to 80, we could see a record here. And we're also looking at a rain chance here into the weekend. We're going to monitor that throughout the week. Make sure you tune into OU Nightly for that. But I know Thanksgiving's coming up here in a couple of weeks. I know a lot of people are already getting those Christmas songs out, playing those Christmas music. What about you guys?
Yes, do you prefer Christmas or Thanksgiving?
I gotta go with Christmas, like just something about that time of year.
Listen, as soon as Mariah Carey starts singing, I'm ready for Christmas. I'm turning on the Christmas music. I'm ready to go.
We have the Christmas colors
we
going.
We
got the red,
we really
green
do.
What's that one
We're already festive, y'all.
That one
but we
song
do have to get
goes
through it first.
Like, chestnuts roasting on an open fire. That's my favorite
okay,
one.
Singer.
That's my favorite one. But
for good meteorologists, we've got a singer on our hands.
Maybe.
Anyways, thank you, Isaac.
Of course.
Will Rogers International Airport is now offering international flights. The first flight departed Saturday to Cancun, Mexico, marking a major milestone for the city. The airport has been working to start international flights since 2021, when they added a gate and boarding bridge to accommodate the flights.
Constructed the space for customs to use to clear international passengers. And so we know we have a market. So built the facility, recruited the airline service, and now we've got the service.
Airport officials say they are currently looking into adding more international flights to Mexico and Canada. Well, one OU football coach answered a question that had some fans going crazy. Hear about the colors he mentions that aren't crimson and cream.
And hear how one former Sooner has high hopes for an upcoming Sooner project.
That's right, Julia, and find out how one football player is trying to achieve something that only one other player has done in OU football history. We have all these answers and more coming up next in sports.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
All right, look at you taking the stairs. Who are you?
We're your lungs. We are proud of you for quitting smoking, but you still may be at risk for lung cancer.
A routine cancer scan can detect it early when it's more curable. Good to know. Well, I gotta go somewhere.
So do we.
So do we.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Food isn't just fuel to live, it's fuel to grow. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger, and together we can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Visit feedingamerica.org/actnow.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The Health Class Film Guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
I'm Landon Thomas, and it's time for sports. The show Unsolved Mysteries aired for 12 seasons, and there are still a few left mysteries unsolved. What in the world is 6'7", and why does OU offensive coordinator Ben Arbuckle have two different colored pins around his neck?
The red pin, I cross off a play, don't run that play again, whether it's maybe a one-hitter, like, oh, well, hey, it hit, there's no way they'll fall for that again, or that was stupid, like, don't run that. And then the blue pin, circle it. Okay, hey, maybe come back to this one. Or my blue pin, I write notes. Hey, maybe this isn't in the game plan, but what they've been showing us. Hey, let's get to this right here.
OU quarterback John Mateer was seen giving fans high fives before the Tennessee game when one squeezed his thumb, causing Mateer to wince in pain. But he still went on to manage 229 total yards and a rushing touchdown against the Volunteers.
Right after that, I started fist bumping everybody. Maybe I should go on the left side, so I have my left hand, but yeah.
Was that kind of, I guess, awkward? You're like, what the heck happened there?
Yeah, I was like, come on. But it's okay. I mean, it looked like a sweet lady. Like, she didn't mean to, it's okay. I'm not worried about it.
OU senior defensive lineman R. Mason Thomas looks to bring home some major hardware. He is one of 17 semifinalists for the Chuck Bednarik Award. The award is given to the best defensive player in the country, and the last Sooner to win the award was linebacker Teddy Lehman back in 2003. Heading to the mound, former OU baseball player Cade Horton paired with OU baseball social media team to introduce Sooner fans to the future home of OU baseball.
This is more than a renovation. It's a commitment to the future, to our players, our fans, our home. Because the best is still ahead. A new chapter begins right here, in the heart of Oklahoma baseball. Welcome to the future.
Wow, if that doesn't get you fired up, I don't know what will. Heading to the basketball court, number 6 OU women's basketball traveled to California to face number 3 UCLA Bruins. The Sooners kept it close in the first half, trailing by only 5 points, but OU's poor shooting from the field proved to be too much to overcome. Sooners lose 73-59 in their first-ranked game of the season. And former Sooner basketball star Buddy Hield is heading back to Oklahoma to face the Thunder tonight. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. Julia, Carlin.
Thanks, Landon. The cold temperatures have leaves falling across the country, but for one U.S. state, the leaves aren't the only things falling from the trees.
We have the details that will leave you stunned coming up.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Did you know that trash, like plastic bottles and fast food wrappers, can carry germs and bacteria? When these items are tossed in the street, they eventually find their way to a river or lake and have a negative impact on aquatic life. Keep our waters clean by putting your trash in the bin. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater. Did you know that items like paint, cleaning solutions, pesticides, solvents, and other chemicals are considered household hazardous waste? These chemicals are dangerous to our environment and water quality when they are dumped in our storm drains or gutters. Fortunately, the City of Norman has a dedicated household hazardous waste facility where you can properly dispose of these items. Call 405-366-5463 to make an appointment. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater. Water is our most precious resource and something that should be conserved and used wisely. Here is a water conservation tip you can try. In the bathroom, turn off the water while you brush your teeth. You'll save about 4 gallons per minute. That comes out to about 200 gallons a week for a family of 4. Water is life. This message was brought to you by the City of Norman.
I'm McKinley Potter at the OU Nightly Update Desk. The U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops elects Archbishop Paul Coakley of Oklahoma City as their next president. Coakley has served OKC since 2011 when he was appointed by Pope Benedict XVI. The Archbishop has recently criticized President Donald Trump's mass deportation efforts, but also says countries have the right to protect their borders. The last USCCB president with Oklahoma ties served in the 70s. Julia, Carlin.
Thanks, McKinley. Frigid temperatures across southern Florida are leaving some of their local wildlife stunned, literally. Iguanas from the east and west coast of the Sunshine State has been falling from the trees due to the recent cold snap across the country.
Wildlife experts say the cold temperatures can send the reptiles into a temporary paralysis. With warmer temperatures incoming, they are expected to fully recover soon. I don't know what I would do if I saw an iguana falling in front of me if I was walking to class.
Do y'all know that meme that's like,
yeah, no,
like that would literally be my face.
It's like Chicken Little, like the sky is falling, but the iguanas are falling, y'all. That would be crazy.
Run the other way.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we don't have any frozen iguanas here, but say we did have iguanas, would they be freezing over the next few days?
They would not. I wouldn't think so anyway. We're not going to be getting really any temperatures lower than in those low 40s, so definitely not a hard freeze for those iguanas. But we will be seeing temperatures staying consistently in those 70s. We see a little bit of a rain chance into the weekend. We're going to be monitoring that throughout the week. Make sure you're watching OU Nightly for the latest on that rain chance, but really, really calm and clear conditions here in Norman for the next several days.
All right, thank you, Isaac, and thank you guys for watching OU Nightly. I'm Julia Roberts.
And I'm Carlin McCreary. Be sure to watch OU Nightly live weekdays at 4:30. Good night.
Water is our most precious resource and something that should be conserved and used wisely. Here are some water conservation tips you can try.